Moselkern is an Ortsgemeinde, a municipality belonging to a Verbandsgemeinde, a kind of collective municipality, in the Cochem-Zell district in Rhineland-Palatinate, Germany. It belongs to the Verbandsgemeinde of Cochem. Geography. Location. The municipality lies at the mouth of the Elsbach, where this river empties into the river Moselle. Neighboring municipalities. Moselkern's neighbors are Mudden in the west, the Munster-Mayfeld Stadtteil of Lisergen-Weersham in the north, and Bergen and Hatzenport in the northeast. History. A villa Kern was listed about 1100 in the Directory of Holdings at St. Castor's Foundation in Carden. In 1097, Kern was named as the only village in the district that in the Middle Ages was subject to the rural chapter of Ochtendung. In 1280, Sir Herman von Lof, a knight, forewent 1/3 of the tithes gathered from winemaking and cereal yields in Moselkern in favour of the Munster-Mayfeld Foundation. In 1337, Johann von Eltz, Burgrave at Balden-Eltz, held a fief in Moselkern from the electorate of Trier. In 1424, Johann von Eltz was infoffed by the electorate of Trier with his father Richard's fief, which comprised, among other things, vineyards in Moselkern. In 1442, he was infoffed with benefits from winemaking, an estate and taxes out of his wife Agnes von Cobin's holdings by the electorate of Trier. By 1794, the estate was still held by the Counts of Eltz, albeit jointly with the Counts of Line. A priest in Kern was mentioned in Rudolf von Polcher's will, in the Taxa Generalia, which came into being about 1330. Moselkern was listed as Capella sive Plebania, chapel or presbytery, with a priest who celebrated early Mass. In the 16th century it is likely that the church was granted full parochial rights to the veneration of St. Valerius. It is from this time, too, that the figure of the holy Bishop Valerius on the side altar to the right comes. Today's church building was built to plans by electoral Trier master builder Wirth in 1789. Trier's lordship ended only a few years later with the occupation of the lands on the Rhine's left bank by French revolutionary troops in 1794. In 1814 Moselkern was assigned to the Kingdom of Prussia at the Congress of Vienna. Since 1946, it has been part of the then newly founded state of Rhineland-Palatinate. Politics. Municipal Council. The council is made up of 12 council members, who were elected by majority vote at the municipal election held on 7 June 2009. And the honorary mayor as chairman. Mayor. Moselkern's mayor is Wolfgang Kratz, and his deputies are Joseph Weckbecker and Ursula Wains. Coat of arms. The German blazon reads, in Schwarzine Silben Wellen Formage Deichsel. Oben ein Rotbewehrter und gesunkte goldener Lohenkopf. Vorn ein goldener Grabstein. Hinton eine goldene Mitra. The municipality's arms might in English heraldic language be described thus. Sable a pall wavy argent between. In chief a lion rampant or raised below the shoulders or armed in lang gules. Index to the Moselkern Merovingian gravestone of the third, and in sinister a mitre of the same. The wavy pall, the Y-shaped ordinary, refers to the municipality's location at the mouth of the Elsbach, where it flows into the Moselle. The gravestone charge is an image of one unearthed about 1800 in Moselkern. It is of Merovingian origin and dates from the 7th century. It is one of the Western world's earliest monumental Christian images. The mitre recalls the church's patron saint, Valerius. His image can be found on the seals used by the court and Schoffen. Roughly, lay jurists, from 1562 and 1765. The arms were designed by A. Friedrichs of Zell and have been borne since 12 February 1982. culture and sightseeing. Buildings. The following are listed buildings or sites in Rhineland-Palatinate's Directory of Cultural Monuments. St. Valerius's Catholic Parish Church. Farkish Street. Valerius. Oberstrasse 57 Aisle-less Church. 1788–1790. Romanesque West Tower. Gate portal marked 1781. Above the gate portal a Pieta. Marked 1681. Merovingian gravestone. Cast. Missionary cross. 18th century. Attendant figures of the old high altar. 18th century. Grave cross. 1755. Basalt cross. 1766. Tomb slab. 1791. Coronation of the Virgin. Early 18th century. Tomb with vase. Warriors Memorial. Baroque Revival pylon with relief. And Bahnhof railway station. One-floor reception hall. Timber frame goods shed. Two-floor commercial wing with dwelling. Swiss chalet style. 1909. Whole complex with tracks. Bergweg 1 quarry stone building. About 1900–1910. Elstallstrasse, Alterlo Müller. Old dyeing mill. 19th century. Late historicist quarry stone villa. Late 19th century. 2 quarry stone mill buildings. Factory building. Whole complex with garden. Fahrstrasse 2 hotel, Bergeltz. 3-floor quarry stone building. Marked 1902. Kirchstrasse 2 building with half-hip roof. Marked 1767. Kirchstrasse 5 timber frame house. Partly solid. Marked 1629. Kirchstrasse, corner of Moselstrasse, garden with corner pavilions. Moselstrasse, 2 arch bridge. Marked 1892. Moselstrasse 5 former Hafenhaus. House for a tenant who owed the landlord half his earnings. Timber frame building. Partly solid. Half-hip roof. Marked 1738. Moselstrasse 10 niche figure. 19th to 20th century. Moselstrasse 13 3-floor classicist timber frame house. Plastered. Half-hip roof. Addition with cast iron loggia. About 1900. Moselstrasse 15 wayside cross. 19th century. Moselstrasse 31 late historicist quarry stone villa. Partly timber frame. Moselle style. About 1900. Moselstrasse 33 late historicist quarry stone villa. Partly timber frame. With several wings. About 1900. Whole complex with garden. Graveyard. Oberstrasse. Monumental zone. Chapel. Building with central plan with ridge turret. 1910. Architects Franz Schenken K. Frank. Saarbrücken. Norpel-Still cartouche marked 1707. Graveyard cross with place for clergy burials. In the surrounding wall. Inside. 19 grave crosses from the 16th to 18th centuries. Outside. Niches with, among other things, a Baroque Revival Pieta. 20th century. Portal marked 1916. Oberstrasse 7 Winemakers Villa. Quarry stone building with mansard roof. Whole complex of buildings with commercial building. Oberstrasse 14 Quarry stone building. Partly timber frame. Earlier half of the 16th century. Oberstrasse 21 former Graflik von Eltzer Brintum. High Office of Eltz Comital Revenue. Broad plastered building. Marked 1709. Historicist staircase. 19th century. Whole complex with garden. Oberstrasse 22 slate quarry stone winemakers house. 19th century. Oberstrasse 33 door with skylight. Marked 1821. Oberstrasse 43 door lintel. Marked 1722. Oberstrasse 47 town hall. 3-floor timber frame house. Partly solid. Marked 1535. back possibly from the latter half of the 16th century. Oberstrasse 60 timber frame house. Plastered. Early 19th century. Oberstrasse 62 late historicist romanticist quarry stone house. Marked 1897. Whole complex with garden. Oberstrasse, corner of Fahrstrasse, timber frame barn. Partly solid. About 1800. Seilerstrasse 1 timber frame house. Partly solid. Marked 1717. Onkreisstrasse 33 going towards Munster-Mayfeld quarry stone chapel. 1876–1880. 3 quarry stone stations of the cross. Build stock castell types with reliefs. Heiligenhausen, a small, shrine-like structure consecrated to a Saint or Saints, with cross. Oaken basalt, marked 1689 and 1733. Vineyard Chapel, Gothic Revival quarry stone building with central plan. 1891. Other buildings. Right near Moselkern, although within Weersham's municipal limits. Isberg-Eltz, a still inhabited medieval castle. Moselkern's Town Hall, Rathaus, from 1535 is the oldest town hall on the Moselle that is actually used as such. Although admittedly, since it was built, it has at times been given over to other purposes. Over the almost 500 years through which it has stood, it has also been a school. In 1909, a small convent with a daycare center was set up in the building and that stayed until 1969. Since 2002, the building has once again been used as a town hall. One curiosity at this building is the metal ring mortised into the ground floor, to which, until the French Revolution, wrongdoers were fastened and exposed to public ridicule. A replica of the so-called Merovingian cross from about 700, unearthed in Moselkern in 1915, stands on the church square at St. Valerius's. It is said to be the oldest representation of a crucified Christ in monumental art north of the Alps. The original is found at the Rhenish State Museum, Rheinisches Landsmuseum, in Bonn. Famous people, sons and daughters of the town. Paul Gibbert, 1898–1967. German politician. Centre Party. CDU. Ramona Sturm, 1989. Wine Queen of Moselle 2010–2011. German Wine Princess 2011–2012. Municipality's official web page. In German.